So while the tomatoes are being roasted in the oven, I'm going to start prepping up some other things. And that's going to be what's going to go in the soup pot. So I've just taken the tomatoes and they're still not ready. What you're looking for is sort of like a wilted tomato that's saying, take me out, it's too hot in here. And I'm going to show you that when they're ready. And you'll probably smile and you'll laugh and you'll say, yep, they're ready to come out. So let's take the onion. Perfection is not required. And that's what I love about the soup, because you're going to blend everything. Whether you have a hand blender or a blender, you're going to use that to really give it that creaminess without the cream. So again, just a rough chop. Now remember I said I like things to have a kick, and that's me. I'm going to put some crushed pepper and some salt, and to give it that nice little heat in the back. I like heat. What can I tell you? I'm Latin. It's either garlic or something, or a jalapeno or crushed pepper, but we do love our heat. Now, if I was making this for an older person or someone that doesn't like heat, you can omit the red peppers. You don't need it. Again, in my family, we like a little heat. So let's walk over to the oven, and I've got to take my knife with me. And I already have a pot on medium heat. I've put a little bit of olive oil, and now we're going to put these in. And if you can hear, it's a nice little simmer. I don't want to just have the onions hit really fast, because then they'll burn. And what I'm looking for as I'm mixing these onions and looking at them is just for them to wilt. Now to that, I'm going to add some salt. The salt just brings out to me the flavor. So I have my pot with a little bit of olive oil. And my onions, again, they're rough chop, and again, that's what I love about this recipe. I like to keep my life simple as much as possible. I'm adding some salt, and the salt just brings out the taste. And what I'm going to be looking for is for the onions to wilt but not burn. They become translucent, and if you ever want to know what translucent is with an onion, they just, I don't know, they get sort of kind of like shiny and simmery. To that, I am going to add some crushed red pepper. In this case, I've added some to the tomatoes that are in the oven. I'm going to add a little bit more. Again, if you're cooking this for someone that doesn't like heat, you don't need it. One time I didn't have any crushed red peppers. I had a jalapeno, and that was what was in my soup. And it was good. Again, I just like the heat. And we're going to let that get to know each other. I'm going to put the lid on. When you put the lid, you have all the nice flavors going in there, and they're just getting to know each other. They're getting married, as we call it. So let's check on the tomatoes. So as you can see, they're getting hot. They're still not there yet. So I'm looking more for a wilted look. So we're going to wait a little few. The nice thing is that while the onions are being cooked, by the time the onions are ready, these tomatoes should be ready as well. So I was talking about what can you add to the tomato basil soup. Now you can add, I've added chicken, I've added lobster, and today I'm going to add lobster. I found this bag of frozen lobster, and I was always reluctant. Number one, the price is pricey. It is lobster. I put it in at the end of the soup, and it was a meal. So to me, that's a simple step. If I can make a meal out of a soup and make it hearty, I'm going for it. So I love buying things in bulk. Number one, because as you're trying to get healthier, sometimes buying bulk is much better. You get a lot for your money, and it's worth it. So I always have what I need available, and it helps with the pocket. Oops. So I have enough lobster for probably a few servings of tomato basil soup. I'm going to put some cold water, and it'll start melting. So I got my lobster. I'm going to put some cold water in there, because if I don't put any cold water, it's not going to get soft and ready for my soup. So there it is. We just let that swim around and keep on working on the soup. So I am looking at my onions and they are becoming very translucent, very clear. They're enjoying each other. And if I can show you what that looks like, that's translucent. So when you hear that word on any cooking channel, any cooking show, that's what it means. They're shiny, they're simmery, they're soft. And for those of you that do not like onions, I know some people don't put the full onion in, put half an onion. Make the soup the way you want it. I think when we follow recipes from a book, from a web page, from a friend, we think we have to do exactness. And you know what? A simple step here is make the recipe work for you. And I've said that over and over again, is I can give you a simple step, but if it doesn't work, change it up. That's the beauty about simple steps. So I'm going to check my tomatoes now. Aha! They are there. They're asking to be let out.